What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are beginning the process of painting the 240. So as you can see, the paint is very rough. You get up close, like all the clear cut coat is peeled off. These fenders are super scratched. Same thing on the roofs. The roof's pretty peeled, pretty bad. It's also 8 different colors. So I bought the paint coat hot red, which is this color at the front bumper. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but these are all 3 different shades of red. Anyways, first step of the paint process is prep work. Before I start sanding, I want to give the car a nice wash down, get rid of all the dirt, dust, grease, grime. So we are at the car wash right now. And we're gonna give her a nice little bath. She is all nice and clean. This is the final time the 240 will look like this. We are starting paint prep today. Last time it will be Missile Spec 240. Unless the paint job comes out terrible, then I'm going to be painting it again. But she looks good. Can't wait for it to all be the same color. All right, so we're going to start on the hood because it is like the flattest, easiest object to do. I'm starting with a 320 grit. I don't know if it's going to be aggressive enough, but we're going to try it, and I'll switch the 180 if I need more. But I think the 180 is way too much. I'm just dry sanding this. I'm not going to wet sand it because I need to take a lot of material out. I don't know how far down I'm going to go in the paint, but we'll figure it out as we go. I have this nice 6-inch orbital, so it should make pretty quick work. So the hood is done, nice and smoothed out. Got all these scratches and stuff out. I decided I'm probably gonna need to do primer, just because it's so uneven. Like, I could try to sand it down to primer, but there's some spots that are already metal. So I think I'm just gonna spray primer over this. I just pulled the front bumper off, and I'm gonna pull the fenders. I think I'll have an easier time sanding them off of the car than I would if they're on the car. Little progress update. I got the headlights all done. I still have to go over it with like 400 grit and smooth it out a little bit more. This is just 180 grit, but it already feels great. So most of the front end is done other than the front bumper. I just started working on that. This is gonna take me a long time because there's so many like curves and edges. I'm gonna have to do a lot of hand sanding on this, which is not gonna be fun, but it's what you gotta do. It's currently 9:45. Loki might pull an all-nighter. We'll see. All right, we are back night 3 of getting the 240 prep for paint. I was in here earlier. I got the roof sanded, the A-pillars. They were like wrapped black. I think it's a factory thing, but they're gonna look way better painted red. So I'm sanding those down as well. The front bumper, the fenders, the hood, and the headlights are all done as I can get them. There's a couple spots on them that have to be hand sanded. Same thing with the A-pillar. Like, I couldn't really get in here with the orbital, so I'm gonna have to sand that all by hand. Hopefully it doesn't take terribly long. I don't know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I think I am going to move on to the door next. I did like one pass on the driver's door, and then I realized I needed to tape up all the stuff I don't want to sand. But it's coming along. Progress update. A-pillars are done. Roof is done. We are moving on. I have this whole door done. I still have to get underneath it, but I want to open the door for that, and I have to rip all this tape off. So I'm doing the quarters next. This one is like a third done. I did the top strip. I still gotta do the bottom. And then I took the whole rear end apart earlier. Took all the taillights out so I can mask this all out really good and not worry about overspray. I will have to do this side next. The A-pillar's down on this side. I just gotta do the door and the fender, which actually go pretty quick because they're relatively flat surfaces. There's a couple spots that I'm gonna have to hand sand. My goal tonight is to be done orbital sanding and maybe done hand sanding, and then I can start like actual prepping for paint tomorrow, as in like cleaning the shop and getting it all nice and dust free. We are back with final prep day. I need to go get primer, but I don't think I'm gonna spray till tomorrow. I just have a couple of things left to prep today. I got the whole right side of the car done. The hatch, the roof is all done and hand sanded. I still gotta hand sand a couple body lines and the bumper, but this stuff's all done. The fenders, I also have to sand the body lines on, but other than that, couple spots I gotta sand that top of that door I didn't get to with the DA. Just real light stuff. And then I'm also going to clean the garage today and get it all ready to spray paint once I am done sanding. That's gonna be a pretty involved process, so not really looking forward to it. Also, the hose I grabbed from my apartment is not gonna reach, so I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but we'll figure it out. All right, sanding is done. The main chassis is all masked up. I just need to make a couple more spots to paint the fenders and the bumpers without painting the whole garage. And then we are ready to spray primer. I'm so excited. I got the gun all set up. All dialed in for primer. She's ready to spray. I am so freaking excited for this. Like, you guys have no idea how much work has gone into this. Couple more minutes of hanging some sheets up and laying some stuff on the floor, and then we're ready to spray. All right, mid-paint. This stuff looks so freaking good. Like, holy crap, does this look good. Look at this door, bro. So fire. I did forget to cut the tape out on this door handle, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But this primer is laying down so nice. My panels look so nice. Look at this. Look at how smooth. It's gonna be a nice 240. This side's still a little wet, but it's laying down nice. Time for our third coat of primer. This is our final coat, so we're gonna lay it on nice and heavy, and then we'll be done. I do have to cut out this door handle before I go too far. All right, so the whole car has been primered and prepped and block sanded, and it is all nice and even now and wiped down, and we are about to spray some base coat. It came out very nice, the primer. I only had to block sand a couple spots where I got some drips and stuff, like mainly on the bumper. The rest of the car was actually pretty good. So we're gonna lay down some base coat and hope it comes out good. Probably gonna do 3 coats of base, 3 coats of clear. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, sorry for slacking on the recording, guys. I've just been locked in on getting this right. Laying down, base is all laid down. It actually came out really good. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it laid down very well. I ended up doing 4 coats. I don't know why. Well, I know why. My coverage wasn't great on the first 2, so I had to go heavy on the second 2 to make up for it. A little bit of, I just noticed this. My masking came a little loose, so we sprayed a little windshield, but is what it is. But yeah, everything is all red now. Now we just gotta spray some clear coat, couple quick coats of clear, and then let it sit for 24 hours. Really happy with how this is going. There's been a couple snags here and there. One of the things I learned, if you ever want to paint your car, is that when you mask it with the regular plastic and not the special plastic that paint doesn't stick to, the paint sticks to it. So I did primer yesterday And then as I was spraying the base, some of the chips, like there was primer on here, right? And it like chipped out and flaked into the paint, which was not great, and that was sort of a pain to get out. So make sure you either remask or use the right thing the first time. I would just remask because that actual stuff is expensive, and these trash bags were $12 for 50 of them, and I still have like 25 left. So about to mix my clear. This is my paint mixing station. I had a lot left because I forgot to strain it and it was laying down bad. I have these little filters. I forgot to run the paint through the filter before I put it in the gun, and it was kind of bubbling up on me, and it was a little chunky. So I ditched that paint, which kind of was a loss, but yeah, mixing station. We got the paint. You put it in the cup, you mix it up, and then you put it in this cup. Yeah, pretty much just gotta lay clear. I know I've said that like 8 times. I think the paint fumes are getting to me in here. Anyways, I will see you guys once the clear is laid down. All right, so I don't really remember what the last clip I recorded was, but the paint is done. It's fully based and cleared. It's also had 24 hours to cure, so I can finally like handle it, take all the masking off, which I already did. I actually did a really great job with all the masking. I had a couple spots where I had overspray, like this tire, which it's a tire, who cares. I did get a little bit on the windshield, but I can probably acetone that off. Overall, the paint came out really good. The only thing is the primer. So I didn't remask it after I sprayed primer to when I sprayed base, and I didn't mask it with the stuff that the paint doesn't stick to. So the primer stuck to the masking and then chipped out while I was spraying clear. So you can see we have a bunch of primer chips everywhere, but you know, it's like confetti. People pay extra for that. But like the actual paint itself came out really nice. Like it's nice and smooth and like glossy, and I think it looks fire. I'm currently reassembling. Sorry about that, camera died. As I said, I just put the door handles in, which actually I masked really nicely. I have to finish putting in all the seals for the door and then put the whole rest of the car back together. I'm gonna spend a lot of time on the front end, getting all the gaps and stuff to actually fit right. The last time I put the front end together, I just kind of slapped it on really quick, and there's a bunch of weird body gaps everywhere. So I'm gonna get some shims and stuff and get it to actually fit how it's supposed to. But yeah, I will catch you guys when the car is back together. Alright, so the paint is done and it actually came out like fire. There's a couple spots that I missed, or I could have like cleared a little better. Like if you look, you can kind of catch the angle that like the top of the fenders aren't cleared perfectly. But like overall, like it looks so much better than it did when it was like 18 different colors. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. Like, it looks so good. Like, the goal is like 10-footer. And like, this is like 10 feet. She looks fire. It finally like will look like a normal car to mostly a normal car to non-car people, and they won't think, oh, that's a clap box that's 18 different colors. So that was the goal, and it'll look good in pictures when I actually take it drifting next month. But the next step of the build is getting it ready to slide. So that will be the next video. thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down below what you thought of the video. Catch you in the next one.